Hello everyone. Today, we'll explore the Odyssey, a classic epic poem by Homer that chronicles the adventurous return of Odysseus, king of Ithaca, after the Trojan War. As we follow Odysseus's journey, we'll meet a cast of characters including gods, monsters, and loyal family members. This tale is not just about physical journeys, but also about the inner growth of our hero and his son, Telemachus. Let's dive into this epic saga and discover the trials and triumphs that await Odysseus as he struggles to return to his beloved homeland and family. Odysseus and his men raid the Cacones. After leaving Troy, Odysseus and his crew land on the coast of the Cacones, where they raid the city, taking spoils and captives. However, the Cacones counterattack, causing significant casualties among Odysseus's men. This early defeat sets a somber tone for the journey ahead, highlighting the constant danger and unpredictability the crew will face. It also foreshadows the consequences of greed and impulsiveness that Odysseus must learn to control. Arrival at the land of the Lotus Eaters. Next, Odysseus's crew encounters the Lotus Eaters, who consume a narcotic plant that causes them to forget their home and desire nothing more than to stay and eat more lotus. Odysseus must forcibly remove his men, teaching them, and us, the importance of focus and determination in the face of distraction and addiction. This episode emphasizes the theme of memory and identity, which recurs throughout the epic. Odysseus blinds Polyphemus. In one of the most famous episodes, Odysseus and his men find themselves trapped in the cave of Polyphemus, a fearsome cyclops. Odysseus cleverly blinds the giant to escape, but unwisely reveals his true name, prompting Polyphemus to curse him. This encounter not only demonstrates Odysseus's cunning and bravery, but also his fatal flaw, his pride, which incurs the wrath of Poseidon, complicating his journey home. Aeolus gives Odysseus the bag of winds. Odysseus then visits King Aeolus, who gifts him a bag containing all the winds but the west wind to ensure a safe and swift return to Ithaca. However, as Ithaca comes into view, his curious and distrustful crew opens the bag, unleashing the winds that blow them off course. This setback underscores themes of trust, the consequences of disobedience, and the fragile nature of human fortunes. The Laestrygones destroy 11 ships. The crew next encounters the Laestrygones, giant cannibals who hurl boulders at the fleet from cliffs, sinking all ships but Odysseus's. This devastating attack highlights the constant physical and existential threats that Odysseus and his men face, stressing the themes of survival and the unpredictability of the sea. Circe turns the crew into swine. Landing on Circe's island, the crew is transformed into swine after accepting her hospitality. With the help of Hermes, Odysseus resists Circe's magic and convinces her to restore his men. They remain on the island for a year, a time of rest and recovery, but also of complacency, illustrating the dangers of temptation and the difficulty in maintaining one's purpose. Odysseus visits Tiresias in the underworld. Guided by Circe, Odysseus visits the underworld to seek prophecy from the blind seer Tiresias. This eerie journey into the realm of the dead allows Odysseus to speak with lost comrades and even his mother, deepening the epic's themes of fate, mortality, and the influence of the past. Odysseus's ship passes the Sirens. Forewarned by Circe, Odysseus devises a plan to hear the Sirens' song safely. He has his men plug their ears with wax and tie him to the mast, successfully navigating past the lure of their enchanting voices. This episode showcases his strategic thinking and self-awareness, key to his survival and eventual success. Odysseus passes between Scylla and Charybdis. Odysseus then faces the dual threats of Scylla, a six-headed monster, and Charybdis, a deadly whirlpool. Choosing the lesser of two evils, he sacrifices a few sailors to Scylla to avoid the total loss that Charybdis would have meant. This grim decision highlights the harsh realities of leadership and the heavy burdens of choice. The crew slaughters Helios' cattle. Despite explicit warnings, the starving crew slaughters the sacred cattle of the sun god Helios while Odysseus sleeps. The resulting divine retribution, a shipwreck caused by a thunderbolt from Zeus, leaves Odysseus as the sole survivor, washing ashore on Calypso's island. This episode underscores themes of divine justice and the dire consequences of defying the gods. Odysseus on Calypso's island. Odysseus finds himself stranded on Calypso's island, Ogygia, where he is held captive for several years. This prolonged stay on the island represents a significant turning point in his journey, as he longs desperately to return home. The time spent on Ogygia serves as Odysseus's emotional and spiritual nadir, encapsulating several key themes of the epic. This period of isolation on Calypso's island brings to the forefront the themes of loneliness and yearning. Odysseus's intense desire to reunite with his family and homeland is juxtaposed against the idyllic beauty of Ogygia, highlighting the internal conflict he faces. The hero's predicament also explores the struggle between desire and duty, as he grapples with the temptation of immortality offered by Calypso and his commitment to return to Penelope and Ithaca. Telemachus's journey to Pylos and Sparta. Athena disguised inspires Telemachus to seek news of his father among the Greek heroes who fought in Troy. His journey mirrors Odysseus's quest for home, emphasizing themes of growth, identity, and the bond between father and son. Telemachus's visits to Nestor in Pylos and then to King Menelaus in Sparta provide him with courage and vital information about his father. These encounters enrich the narrative with a parallel quest, illustrating the importance of seeking one's heritage and the value of hospitality. In Sparta, Telemachus learns more about his father's valor and the complexities of the human journey from King Menelaus, who also struggled to return home from Troy. This deepens the interconnected tales of the Trojan War veterans, highlighting the shared themes of perseverance and homecoming. Council of Gods, Calypso frees Odysseus. The gods decree Odysseus's release from Calypso, catalyzing the next phase of his journey. This moment marks a critical turning point, as it finally points Odysseus towards Ithaca after years of trials and suffering. Poseidon destroys Odysseus's raft. As Odysseus nears freedom, Poseidon, still harboring resentment, wrecks his raft to test him further. This act of divine retribution forces Odysseus to rely on his resilience and resourcefulness, enduring qualities that define his character. Odysseus lands on Scheria and meets Nausicaa. Washed ashore on the island of the Phaeacians, Odysseus is aided by Nausicaa, the kind princess. Her assistance exemplifies the ideal of xenia, or guest friendship, which is a central moral and societal pillar in the epic. Odysseus's tale and return to Ithaca. Presented before King Alcinous and Queen Arete, Odysseus recounts his journey, gaining their sympathy and assistance. His storytelling not only serves as a reflective recap of his trials, but also earns him the ship that will finally take him home, illustrating the power of narrative and memory. With the help of the Phaeacians, Odysseus returns to Ithaca, disguised by Athena, to assess the situation and plan his next moves. This arrival shifts the focus from adventure to resolution and restitution, setting the stage for the final reclaiming of his domain. Father and son reunited. Telemachus returns from his own journey, having grown and matured during his search for news of his father. The father and son are finally reunited, a poignant moment that strengthens the narrative's focus on family bonds. Together with Eumaeus, the loyal swineherd, they form a plan to deal with the suitors plaguing Penelope and Ithaca. This union of father and son reinforces the themes of family loyalty and the pursuit of justice that run throughout the epic. Penelope's bow competition. Penelope, seeking to rid herself of the suitors, challenges them with an impossible task that only Odysseus can accomplish, stringing his bow and shooting an arrow through 12 axe heads. This contest not only symbolizes Penelope's cleverness, but also sets the scene for Odysseus's dramatic reveal. Odysseus reclaims his throne. Odysseus successfully strings the bow and, along with Telemachus, slaughters the suitors, reclaiming his home and position as king. This climactic action restores order and justice, asserting Odysseus's rightful place. In the aftermath, Odysseus reunites with Penelope, who tests him to prove his identity. After passing her tests, their reunion marks the restoration of their bond and the stability of Ithaca. However, the families of the slain suitors seek revenge, prompting Odysseus to defend his reinstated rule until Athena intervenes to ensure peace, solidifying the restoration of order and concluding the epic cycle of adventure and conflict. Conclusion. Reflecting on the Odyssey. The Odyssey is not merely a tale of adventure, but a profound exploration of themes such as resilience, justice, the complexities of human nature, and the fundamental human need for connection and belonging. Through Odysseus's and Telemachus's parallel journeys, Homer teaches us about the importance of wisdom, perseverance, and the enduring strength of familial bonds. As we leave the epic world of the Odyssey, we carry with us timeless lessons about the challenges and rewards of the human experience.